afternoon, guys. First off, happy Memorial Day, which was yesterday for you guys, but today for me. Huge thank you to everyone that has served in any way, shape, or form. Huge thank you, as always, to you guys. Big hats off. Anyway, today, back at the shop, Johnny sent its turbo trucks. It's actually raining, so I'm gonna walk back inside. Turbos are done. He's getting some break-in miles on those things before he really starts opening her up. He sent me a text last night saying that he got into it, and the thing is just wild, and I can only imagine. So we'll have to meet back up with him, get a little test drive, do a full-scale review on how things are going on there. But the plan today was to try and uncover the first gen, get a lot done on that. The weather today has been not cooperating one bit, downpouring the entire first half of the day. It's already about 2 o'clock now, so we're gonna see what we can and can't get done. Ryan's coming over. I'm hoping to try and get the steering done. That way we can put the truck on the ground. The wheels are done, and now we have lug nuts, which let me show you. I spent the morning, went up to our buddy GAROFALO Enterprises up in Pennsylvania, went and picked up the lug nuts, picked up a couple different things. So before I even made the comment on the channel about the spiked lug nuts, I kind of already knew that we were gonna get a set of spiked lug nuts for the first gen project. I have them on all my other trucks. I really do kind of like the way they look. They can be done overly gaudy, but if they're done right, I believe they do not take away from the wheel. But huge shout out to the guys over at VMS Racing. They got us set up with their spiked lug nut set with removable tips. They have just so many options, so many different types, kinds, lengths, pretty much anything you could ever want. In this catalog, they pretty much, you know, this is a part numbers. I mean, look at all this. They got glow in the dark. They got different style tips, different color tips. Pretty much anything you could ever want. Bullet style, camo, and then basically here's all their bases. Even this style lug nut. They got them from anywhere from super short, super long. So make sure you guys go check them out. They are based out of Florida. So what we got here is a little bit of a shorter setup. I know sometimes they get them really, really long, but we got a little bit of a shorter setup to try and not take away too much of the wheel and overpower the wheel design, but super high quality. We're gonna throw these on. Maybe, hopefully today we'll get the wheels on, we'll see. With these, I can use a socket that has a protector and I can put that in there and then not worry about it getting messed up and then screw these on afterwards. Now also what you can do is you can then put these on if you just get tired of the style. You can pretty much just change up the tips and away you go instead of having to buy a completely all new lug nut. So super pumped about these. I think these are gonna look great. Great addition to the wheel setup that we already have on there. So hard to tell with the wheel laying on the ground, but I put 8 of them together and kind of just stuck them in there for you guys to see. But they don't stick out super far. These gear wheels have quite a actual deep hub center cap combo to them, so they don't really stick out super far.
Ryan Little.
Alrighty, and there is all of the factory steering. Thanks to a little pickle action, we got all that stuff out. Now I think what we're gonna do is, besides wait for Ryan to tell me what to really do, is basically lay out all the new stuff, and I think we are just gonna try and pretty much get it as close to what this is as possible before we can get to an alignment shop. Alrighty, and that's it. Besides it being adjusted and bolted together, there's all the new stuff. Hey! Hi Ryan.
Hi Greg.
People want to know when we're going to do stuff to your 4th gen.
When you contact Mikey G.
Here, I got some for you.
Woo! Mail time.
Jones Racing.
Hey, I know that guy.
Seeing that you're the only one that fits in a large here. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. Oh.
This video is not paid or sponsored for Monsters Incorporated.
Dot, dot, dot. And the rest is small writing in the commercial.
So we got the new setup all buttoned up together. Basically just did our best with a old-fashioned measuring tape here to get it close to what the old stuff was. Got everything tightened down, pretty much ready to go in the truck now. Can actually set you guys outside now, seeing that it's not raining. Before it was completely raining. So here we go. Alright guys, so I know we're not on the ground quite yet. I do have the front wheels on and some lug nuts tight. What we're doing is just trying to get it super close to where when we put it on the ground and bring it to the alignment shop, that it's somewhat close. I did some inside-outside toe measurements on the tires, and the camber, you could just tell with your eye that it was just completely messed up. So we're trying to adjust that the best home way possible. Like I said, I know it's not on the ground, but you could tell as soon as this truck gets sat on the ground, you can tell it's super cambered in, and that's not going to get any better with it with weight on the front. So we're just trying to screw around with that just a little bit, try and get that as good as we can. That way, you know, we don't kill the tires just driving it over to the alignment shop. So that's what we're up to. I still have some miscellaneous front suspension, all of the sway bar bushings, the strut rod bushings, stuff like that to do. So I don't know if I'm going to keep the tires on it, put it on the ground today, unfortunately, but we're just trying to keep pecking away at all the little stuff here. All right guys, currently 8 o'clock already. The day pretty much flew by. On paper, on paper, didn't really get a whole lot done. Nothing really major crossed off the list. A lot of little stuff here and there. Been running back and forth between a couple things. But I will show you guys what we did accomplish. So as you guys already saw, we did get all of the tie rod steering stuff in. I got it all tightened down. Got the whole thing greased. Did a homemade alignment job. The steering wheel's actually, it's not straight right now, that's why it looks like that. But actually painted the rotor hats and the calipers. Started putting the rest of the bushings and everything in the front end. Was hoping to really get that completely done. That way it's just one step further to putting it back on the ground. Some of the sway bar bushings were wrong, so everything being closed, nothing I could really do about that. Not really going to climb underneath the truck, but I did find a good suitable location for the transmission cooler. Got to make up some brackets to mount that underneath the bed, and then we can pretty much run the transmission lines, which we haven't done yet either. I do need to order a thermostat control for that, but it was raining on and off so hard I didn't really want to take a chance with doing anything with the gaskets and stuff like that, but we'll save that for another day. Still didn't put the pump in. I know, you're like, what the heck did he do all day? Holy crap. I know. I did actually put the spring back in the steering shaft. I'm not sure if it's really needed or not. Some people said they left it out. Some people said they put it back in, but for now I put mine back in. Don't see any harm in running it regardless. So that's back in. I did move that collar up into this section, seeing that the steering side has the slip joint in it already. That can actually tighten up, so that's good to go. I did put the plug in the side of the block to block off that coolant passage because we're not running the heat exchanger anymore. A lot of people commenting about the water pump. I do have a new water pump. We are going to be painting the front cover. Don't you worry. So really big things to check off on the to-do list is, you know, put the pump back in, complete that. Put the front cover, front main seal back on, complete that. Valve cover gaskets, check the valve lash. That'll be checked off. So slowly but surely she's coming along, guys. I keep forgetting what I need to do, honestly, but I do need to. We're waiting on a clamp for the HE351. So once that clamp comes in, we can then bolt the turbo up, take a look at the intercooler piping that we're going to need to do. I was hoping the new radiator was going to be in. That did not come in this weekend, so that should be this week as well. Then we can pretty much start throwing her back together, guys. Slowly but surely, she's coming back together. I didn't have a ton of time to spend on it today, but some progress is still better than no progress. So anyway, guys, that's gonna wrap up this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button before you leave, and I will see you guys real soon.